Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on this show. It's my last video for the night, so I'm going to talk about UNLV and Boise State in the Mountain West Conference Championship, and then I'm going to go over NFL and MLB news to end this video. And maybe some wrestling too. Probably there's some wrestling stuff to talk about, but let's get into this game APP as soon as possible. Boise State, even in a, quote, down a year, wins the Mountain West again, beats 10-2 UNLV, 38-21. They were up 28-14 at halftime, I believe. And UNLV actually made some one-score game, I believe. Got a touchdown in the third quarter. They had 2 touchdowns in that second quarter, had 1 in the third quarter. And it's 28-21, but then Boise State scores the final 10 points there in that fourth quarter. What a game for Maddox Madsen. I believe he returned tonight. Had 4 total touchdowns in the first half of this game. He had 3 passing, 1 running, so 4 total touchdowns in the first half for Maddox Madsen, who had a great night. The defense played pretty good for the most part, besides that second quarter where they got 2 touchdowns. But besides that, they played pretty damn good, honestly. The offense was really good in the first half. Calmed down a bit in that third quarter, but then they picked it back up a bit in that fourth quarter to really put the game away. But like I say, man, 38-21. Boise State had kind of a down year for the most part, and still dominated really their conference championship. Really, besides that third quarter, feels like they just run that conference. UNLV is probably happy this is the last time they play against Boise State, because that really feels like they're kryptonite. Feels like they run that conference, and Dan Mullen punted down 14 with like 5 or 7 minutes left, by the way. I'm sure the Notre Dame fans will look at these games. People are like, oh, their cupcake schedule were 10-2 Navy, the Mountain West champs. Nobody cares about Notre Dame right now. Maybe UNLV shouldn't even been in this conference championship. That's how they were to play. But yeah, Maddox Madsen went 17-31, 289, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Riley, 21 runs, 75 yards. Gaines, 9 runs, 64 yards, and a touchdown. Madsen had a rushing touchdown. Penry, 3 catches, 96 yards. Bates, 3 catches, 65 yards, and a tutty. Malik Sherrod, 2 catches, 60 yards, and a tutty. Caples, 3 catches, 32 yards, and Riley had a reception touchdown. Defensively, had 2 sacks from Virgin and Notarini. So 2 sacks right there, and Doomer 1 of 1 on field goals. Boise State 9-4 record, heading to their bowl game as the conference champions. Anthony Calandria, 18 of 38, almost 17-38. 225, 1 tutty, no interceptions, 12 runs, 66 yards, and a touchdown. 2 total tutties for Calandria. Lee, 7 runs, 58 yards. Thomas, 10 runs, 41 yards. Early, 3 runs, 19 yards, and a touchdown. So 2 total rushing touchdowns for UNLV. Early had 2 catches, 45 yards. Reynolds, 3 catches, 39 yards. Lyons, 3 catches, 35 yards. Bradley, 3 catches, 35 yards. O'Meary, 3 catches, 33 yards. Elksness, 1 catch, 20 yards. Thomas, 1 catch, 10 yards. And Lee, 1 catch, 8 yards. 1 sack from Conti. And Valea, 0 for 1 on field goals. UNLV, its regular season 10-3 as they head to their bowl game. Boise State had 14 in the first quarter, 14 in the second quarter, 0 in the third quarter, 10 in the fourth quarter. Game got kind of exciting there in that third quarter, but Boise State pulled back away. So let's go over the team stats here, and then we'll move on to the news segment. Boise State, 460 total yards, 289 passing, 171 rushing, 6 yards to play, 23 first down, 10 of 16 on third down. They were just way more efficient on third down. 0 for 1 on fourth down, 69 total plays, 1 sack, allowed 4 punts, 3 penalties, no fumbles, no interception with 31 minutes of time of possession. UNLV had 409 total yards, 225 passing, 184 rushing. 5 yards of play, 22 first downs, 4-14 on third down, 1-2 on fourth down, 72 total plays, 2 sacks, 6 punts, 9 penalties, 1 fumble, no interception with 28 minutes time possession. Even a down year, Boise State wins their conference. They win 38-21 over Dan Mullen's previously 10-2 UNLV. Rebels. So yeah, that's all I say. Leave a like, subscribe for more if you just tuned in. Peace, and let's move on to the news. So now with the NFL, the Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer, he said he will be speaking with his wide receiver George Pickens regarding his social media posts and Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman kind of called it his laziness, kind of not great effort on the field last night. George Pickens put some post up. I think he deleted it. It's basically going to be, you're not wrong, but you just can't say it outright. He just needs to be off social media. He's doing the right thing. It just needs to avoid social media if you're a player, man. Just get off of it. I mean, you're really supposed to be the number one receiver when CD went lamb last night. I didn't see much effort in that game. For Sunday's game versus the Rams, the Cardinals have now ruled out running backs Trey Benson and Amari DeMarcado, wide receivers Marvin Harrison and Greg Dortch, defensive lineman Walter Nolan, the third and L.J. Collier, and D-backs Mac Melton and Dadrian Taylor Demerson. The Packers officially placed defensive lineman Devontae White on injured reserve. The Bills claimed safety Darnell Savage off waivers from Washington. Classy Bougie. Or what the fuck that song is. The Bears ruled out Romeo Dunze for Sunday's game at Green Bay due to a foot injury. We have some Chiefs injury news. Ahead of Sunday night's game versus the Texans, the Chiefs are listing right tackle Juwan Taylor triceps and knee, and guard Trey Smith ankle is doubtful. They already placed left tackle Josh Simmons on injured reserve this past week due to a wrist injury, so going to be without 3 offensive linemen. That Texans D-line going to be eating this week. Colts corner Sauce Gardner, cooking that sauce. Officially, he's been ruled out for Sunday's game against the Jaguars. Falcons receiver Drake London is out for Sunday's game against the Seahawks. Bengals receiver T. Higgins has cleared concussion protocol as a full go for Sunday versus Buffalo, so they get him back. Bucks head coach Todd Bowles told reporters that receivers Mike Evans and Jalen Millen, who returned to practice this week, will not play Sunday versus the Saints. Neither receiver is ready yet. Dan Quinn, Commanders head coach, confirmed Jay Daniels will start Sunday versus the Vikings. There's some injury news. So Jonathan Gannon said Kyler Murray will not return this year. Had some tests out of state. Foot is not progressing. Now the question becomes, where is he in 2026? Becomes a big question. Lamar Jackson returned to practice on Friday. He missed Thursday's practice with an ankle injury, and his return, he's on track to play Sunday versus the Steelers. Also, we already know Marvin Harrison Jr. is out. Backup quarterback Justin Fields, who reported knee soreness on Wednesday, has been ruled out for Sunday. Per Aaron Glenn, rookie Brady Cook will be the QB2. Knee soreness. Brutal blow here for the Lions. Test this morning confirmed that Lions star safety Brian Britt tore his Achilles. He was injured in the fourth quarter, so a big blow right there for them. Justin Herbert was limited in practice yesterday. Max Crosby went from being a limited participant in Wednesday's practice to not participating due to a knee injury. Also, Greg Dortch and Martin Harrison for the second straight didn't practice, and they're out. So that's all from Schefter. So from Rappaport, the Bills are placing veteran corner Darius Slay on the reserve / did not report list after he refused to show up in Buffalo upon being claimed. Source said Buffalo will retain his right. In a corresponding move, the Bills actually claimed Darnell Savage. Jim Harbaugh says Justin Herbert participated 7-on-7 and 11-on-11 portions in practice, and he's still optimistic he plays on Monday night, so some progress there. Lamar Jackson and Nate Wiggins are both good to go. Coach Harbaugh announced today. I think that's really it. Joey Bosa and Terrell Bernard are out versus the Bengals, while Josh Palmer is doubtful. Deion Dawkins will clear concussion protocol. I believe that's it for the news for NFL. So from MLB deadline news, the Tigers are among the teams that have expressed interest in free agent and pitcher Brad Keller as a starting pitcher. So they want to try and maybe make him a starter. Free agent right-hander Drew Anderson's agreement with the Tigers in a one-year deal with a club option. He spent the last 4 years in Japan and Korea. Whatever. Pirates claim Marco Luciano off waivers from the Giants. The Minnesota Twins are not planning to trade starting pitcher Joe Ryan. Starting pitcher Pablo Lopez or outfielder Byron Buxton this offseason. Starting pitcher Zach Gallen returning to the D-backs appears unlikely per Gambo 987, and apparently some of the teams per Fine saying they will be interested are the Angels, the Giants, the Tigers, the Orioles, Cubs, and the Braves have expressed some interest. The Phillies are interested in free agent outfielder Cody Bellinger per Jeff Passion, so we're getting a lot more rumors, man. Free agency is going to heat up. The D-backs have expressed interest in reunion with Merrill Kelly and have interest in first baseman Paul Goldschmidt as a potential platoon option. The Cubs have expressed interest in free agent infielder Alex Berkman. This is per Katie Woo and Fabian Ardaya. The Dodgers have expressed interest in Robert Suarez. It's kind of a pass for me, man. I don't want him. Now, the Red Sox are acquiring Johan Oviedo in a trade with the Pirates. They will send outfielder Johnston Garcia back to Pitt. There are a total of 5 players involved in this deal. A bunch of other players. They're pretty much irrelevant, so who cares? But yeah, that's kind of the MLB news. A lot more rumors than I expected. But free agency should be able to start heating up here shortly. But yeah, that's all the MLB. And we'll talk about some wrestling news in the video here. So John Cena versus Gunther is set for Saturday night's main event next week. His final match is official. As Gunther won tonight on SmackDown, he'll be Cena's final opponent. So that's that's confirmed for next week. Cody Rhodes will face whomever is the NXT champion coming out deadline at Saturday night's main event next weekend, whether that's Ricky Saints or Obafemi. Sol Raka versus Bayley is set for Saturday night's main event next weekend, which that should be a pretty good match right there. So it seems Saturday night's main event kind of looks pretty good, I'm not going to lie. There's reportedly been talk of transitioning Nikki Bella to a heel manager role down the line. I mean, I can see that for her. Plus, it's a lot safer for her. I think it could be a good move. So, the 2026 Royal Rumble is currently planned to be a 4-match show, shocking, via WrestleVote /1. The 2 Rumble matches and 2 championship matches. Shocking, I know. It's been like that for like the last 2 years, or probably most pay-per-views. Ain't really shocking. Paying $30 for 4 matches. Via Brian Alvarez, there are several big NXT calls reportedly expected in the next month or so. So it's a good thing. We already talked about that. John Cena reveals he originally wanted to do 220 dates on the retirement tour, but WWE only needed him for 36. Some kind of context missed, though. He did say afterwards he's thankful they only did 36 days because it would have been tiring, but would have liked to see 220. I'm not going to talk about Nick Khan playing out the green shirt guys, always in the front row for shows, but yeah, that's all talked about that football game for 4 minutes, and we talked about some news, so that's all to say. Leave a like, subscribe for more, until next time out. Peace, have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow to run it back for probably about 7 or 8 more videos. So yeah, peace. Have a good night.